104.5 The Team, your home for New York Jets football. The Jets taking on the Chiefs, so very interesting matchup for everybody, and we're going out to Kansas City. We're going to talk to Carrington Harrison for 610 Sports Radio. First things first, familiar face for Jets fans, now part of the Chiefs. Will Darrelle Revis have any impact on this game?
I think Darrelle Revis is going to play in this game. It's kind of hard to, I guess, at this point kind of say what his impact on the game is going to be. I expect him to play 20, 25 snaps. I mean, he is a 32-year-old corner that was unemployed last week, so I'm not really sure what kind of high-level expectation you can have from him. But the Chiefs' secondary has been so bad, at least that other corner spot opposite of Marcus Peters, that the Chiefs obviously were willing to give anybody a chance. And if you're going to get a free dice roll, because thank you to the Jets, they're still paying for Darrelle Revis, a future NFL Hall of Famer is not a bad role to take.
Was this rumored for weeks previous that Revis was going to sign with the Chiefs?
No, I mean, I think this was actually one of the most surprising stories of the year here in Kansas City. I think Jason Lockenford from CBS Sports said that no smoke, no rumors, nobody was talking to Darrelle Revis. And then a tweet from Adam Schefter said that the Chiefs have been trying to get Darrelle Revis all season, and he finally said yes to it. I wonder what the motivation was, all right, I don't want to play a full 16 games. I don't want to play 10 games, but I don't mind being a part of the last 5. And if this team can make the playoffs, I'll see what can happen. Now, the playoffs look a little bit in question with how the Chiefs have played the last few weeks. But, again, I think this is a good signing for the Chiefs. The Jets are paying the $15 million from him. The Chiefs are only paying him the veteran minimum, and he only costs money if they advance in the playoffs, which you'll happily pay that if you get to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So this is a complete win-win for the Chiefs.
104.5 The Team. We've got Carrington Harrison from 610 Sports Radio in Kansas City with us. So you mentioned that with the way the Chiefs have played lately, they came out like world beaters and then have kind of regressed. Is it injuries? Is it what is the overall issue with Kansas City?
I think it's, well, right now it's really split in Kansas City. I think there's a lot of blame to go around. But I think in this, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And in the NFL, whether rightly or wrongly, quarterbacks get a lot of the credit when things go wrong. So quarterbacks have to get a lot of the blame when things go wrong. I don't think their quarterback is good enough to overcome the deficiencies on the roster. Injuries take a toll on your team throughout the course of the season. Their offensive line's a little bit banged up. A couple wide receivers are out. And Alex Smith is not a quarterback that is capable of overcoming the deficiencies on your roster. He's kind of like someone, I think we all know someone in life, that whenever things are going great, they're the greatest person to be around. But once one thing happens, it throws off their entire day, and they're just so frantic and panicked, and they can't function properly. That's how Alex Smith plays quarterback. That's currently what's happening with the Chiefs. They used to have a big play down the field ability, and that hasn't been the case the last week. Think of this. Last week against Buffalo, not completed passes. Alex Smith did not attempt a pass over 20 yards. How does that happen in today's modern NFL? They almost give you one free pass interference call a game if you at least try to throw the ball downfield. That tells me there's a lack of confidence in the quarterback situation right now here in Kansas City.
I think a lot of us just looked around and wondered if we were the Alex Smith of our office.
I think I'm looking one right now. Patrick Mahomes, by the way, that's the strength of him. He can throw the ball over 20 yards. We saw that strength at Texas Tech. Is there going to be a move at all this season where we see the rookie play instead of Alex Smith?
I don't think they're going to switch to Alex Smith. I've kind of said on my show that I would give Alex Smith this week against the Jets, and I think this is a must-win game for the Chiefs. I mean, if they lose this game, they go back to 500. They started off 5-0. That tells you how bad it has turned here in Kansas City. I would start to entertain the possibility if the Chiefs lose this Jets game or if the offense is ineffective, especially because after this, the Chiefs have 3 straight home games. If you're going to start your rookie quarterback, you'd like to start him in 3 straight home games, but it is December, and they haven't really planned or prepared to have Patrick Mahomes be the starting quarterback this year. So I do think it would be a little bit of, all right, we can't change every offensive lineman. Chris Conley, who's a number 2 wide receiver for this team, he isn't coming back. The only spark, the only thing we can do to get this team going is insert Patrick Mahomes. The biggest thing I want to see from the Chiefs in this game, and I want you guys to really check the body language of the guys around him. Go back and watch Travis Kelce a couple times where he was wide open. Alex Smith didn't get on the ball. Like, he seems frustrated with Alex Smith. Alex Smith doesn't seem confident in himself. And if you're not confident in your leader to get you out of the situation, you're kind of stuck. I think the Chiefs are a little bit stuck right now that I've been saying all week. Like, Alex Smith is the quarterback of the Chiefs, but he's not the quarterback of the Chiefs. We all know this is a 4-week, 5-week. We'll see what happens in the playoffs, but there is a 0% chance now that he comes back at the beginning of next season.
Carrington Harrison with us right now, 610 Sports Radio. So we here in New York are dealing with the Eli Manning benching. It almost sounds like you guys in Kansas City are kind of hoping your guy gets benched.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I do think there's a little bit of people on either side. I think the public, for the most part, wants Patrick Mahomes to start. I just understand the severity of the situation if you do it. Like, you cannot go back from that decision. Like, if you throw Patrick Mahomes out there and he's not ready, and I'm not going to say that he's Nathan Peterman, but if he struggles in his next game, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and he looks a little bit ineffective, like, you're not going back to Alex Smith. So I think they use this as a redshirt year. You start next season fresh where everybody is going to give the rookie all the time. The Chiefs haven't won a game with a quarterback that they've drafted since 1983. 1983. Wow. So Patrick Mahomes will be given the longest leash in Kansas City history, and people will excuse poor play for at least the first 2 seasons with Mahomes. So I think they're kind of buying themselves a little bit of time. Let's get them fully ready for next season, and let's go. And as long as the Chiefs are still in the playoff picture, I kind of think it's hard to see the Chiefs are just going to completely audible the situation and change quarterbacks with 4 games to go in the season.
Don't forget, you can hear Chiefs Jets right here on 104.5 The Team. Our coverage gets underway at noon on Sunday. Kickoff set for 1 o'clock. And Jets fans may be nervous about Kareem Hunt, the running back who was so good early on in the season. Fantasy football owners know this. He's tailed off since then. Why has the rookie from Toledo slowed his pace since the start of the season?
Yeah, I don't know why you would be worried about Kareem Hunt at this point. We actually talked about this on our show. We do a fantasy segment every day. Our producer, he's kind of like a fantasy expert. And I asked him the question of, would you even start Kareem Hunt? Like, the last couple of games, you would think the matchup would have been ideal for you to get Kareem Hunt going, and it didn't happen. He had 11 carries for 17 yards against the Buffalo Bills, who everybody ran against. As a point of reference, the Saints scored 6 rushing touchdowns. Now, I know that's Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. That might be the best running attack in the NFL. But there's no reason why you should run for 17 yards against them. I think that teams are putting 8, 9 in the box and saying Alex Smith can't beat us on the outside. We're going to force you to throw the football consistently, and we're not going to let Kareem Hunt do what he did the first 5 weeks of the season. Like, good Alex Smith plays on a team that's incredibly balanced. If the Chiefs can run the ball effectively and they can work play action, and you have to respect both aspects of the game. Alex Smith is probably one of the 12 best quarterbacks in the NFL. If you can eliminate the run and force the Chiefs to be one-dimensional, Alex Smith has proven time after time after time he's not good enough to elevate the play of everybody else, and he's not good enough to go out there and win you the game. I've been making this comparison all week, that some quarterbacks in the NFL can do the carrying. Like, we all know who can do the carrying in the NFL. Some quarterbacks need to be carried. Alex Smith is one of the latter. He needs to be carried to wins. And right now, with a little deficiencies on the roster, with teams adjusting to what the Chiefs are doing, he's simply not capable.
Now, looking at this matchup, you got a Jets team that, tends to melt down in the fourth quarter. Is this the perfect matchup for the Chiefs to get right, or is this a team in the Jets that can exploit the Chiefs' weaknesses?
I mean this in all sincerity. I don't know who the Chiefs are better than outside of, like, the bottom, like the dregs of the NFL. Like, if you lose to the Giants right now with the disarray that they're in, you can legitimately lose to anybody. They scored 9 points against the Giants. Everybody had been scoring points against the Giants. I'm actually picking the Jets to win this game. The Chiefs have to show me they're a good team. The Chiefs haven't played a good football game since at Houston, and Deshaun Watson was healthy whenever they played him. That's how long ago it was that the Chiefs have played a good, complete game. I like the Jets. I think they're a pretty scrappy bunch. I think on the road, the Chiefs kind of fight with the urgency of this game again, knowing that if we lose this game at 6-6 and we still have to play Oakland and still have to play Los Angeles, and I think the Chargers are playing like the best team in the AFC West, I just don't trust the Chiefs right now enough to pick them, especially in a road game. But I think the Jets are certainly much better than we thought they were going to be, and the Jets have come off like a team that could win 6, 7 games and be a scrappy, kind of ruin the playoffs for somebody else kind of team. I'm not picking the Chiefs this week.
Carrington Harrison, 610 Sports Radio in Kansas City, bringing the truth, man. We really appreciate you. That was awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.